This is it.
Her Majesty is waiting for you. May your music finally grant her peace. This is the only other thing we can do for her.
Chief? The music. Am I back in Miss Glove's past? Philo, how is Her Majesty?
Go see her. She resisted the poison for quite some time, but now she's barely hanging on by a thread.
Who could have done such a thing? Where were the knights during all of this? Darn it! I was so close. So close!
That voice, it sounds like Strange. Mr. Strange!
Even if Her Majesty... Even if I'm the only one left, I will carry on.
He's consumed by grief and rage. He can no longer hear us.
You're back. The poison burned my eyes. I can't see your face. Please, come closer.
How are you?
Don't be sad for me. I wasn't too hungry that day, so I only took 2 sips of the poison tea. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have had the chance to say goodbye to you.
So it sounds like the Queen's poisoning had nothing to do with either that dagger or Miss Glove.
I thought I had decades to plan and proceed at my own pace. But now, I must change my course. Percy has already set out. Olivia will be back at the Royal Palace by tomorrow. If I don't make it until dawn, I need you to tell her, no matter how Price and the others slander me, she must not argue back. She would do well to stand with them and openly denounce my tyranny. Only then will those misled by the noble's words, those convinced that I was a tyrant, support her reign. Only then will she bring about real change. It is then that she will finally be able to outwit those hawks and give our ideals a chance. Her reign will spread happiness to all.
You want to bear this stain yourself to highlight Olivia's virtue, just to pave the way for your sister's rule?
Yes, this is the best-case scenario.
anyone defends you, their slander will go down in history as the truth. No one will ever know the real you. They'll never know everything you've done for this land. Is there really no other way?
I recall this dream I had. It was of someone I'd never met, but somehow she still felt quite familiar to me. She said she also had a goal that must be accomplished, and for it, she'd failed countless times, as many times as there are stars in the sky. A younger me then asked her, had she seen my fate hidden in any of those failures? Had she seen my ideals realized on this beloved land? She said nothing, but I found the answer in her eyes. Regardless of success or failure, I'd taken a step forward with courage. My life has been a constant struggle. Only death is unconquerable. Since the end is inevitable, I'm willing to become the first cornerstone in building a better world.
That person you saw in your dream, that sounds like...
I may not live to see the sunrise tomorrow. Do you remember it? I return it to you. Once a weapon of hatred, it can now become a shield that protects what we value most. My ideals, my kingdom, my Olivia. I leave them in your hands.
I will, Philomia, for the ideals we share.
I knew you could. The day you gave me this dagger, I knew you could do it.
Good child, think of those already dead. Only her death can end your pain.
He's lying.
I looked into that fire. The truth is not what it seems. Amy! It hurts!
How much will you sacrifice?
From the first day you stepped into the royal palace, I knew who you were.
Why did you deceive me?
I am willing to give you one more chance to choose. Pierce my heart, bury the life eaten away by hatred. Or let go of it. Forget the lies that have bound you your whole life and chase the dawn you deserve.
The world you envision, will it truly come to be? No children cowering in flames, no souls enslaved to hatred, no hunger, no tears, equal genders, equal status? Everyone can understand one another, and even commoners are free to sing. I want to see that world with my own eyes.
I understand why Price chose you. I swear on my late mother's name, I will dedicate my life to this until the dawn of that new world shines upon everyone. Come to me.
Rosa niece. Ms. Glove, I just saw your farewell with Philomia.
Thank you for everything you've done for me. I've finally regained my memories, thanks to you. That is a kindness I won't soon forget. This time, let me tell the story. In our time, wealth, knowledge, and even art were controlled by the nobles. Their power was so far-reaching and entrenched that even the king had to show them deference.
No wonder I felt something was wrong when speaking with Sir Percy. Poisoning the monarch, planting spies? I just couldn't believe a noble could possibly commit such horrible crimes.
They only supported Her Majesty's ascension because she'd been raised in exile, far from the capital. Her parents died, and she was easily manipulated. But they didn't anticipate that their royal puppet would turn out to be far more rebellious than they imagined. She wanted to enforce laws that benefited the common people, unify the languages of nobles and commoners, and curtail the nobles' power. How could they possibly allow that?
I see. So that's the reason Price harbors such hatred for the Queen, and wanted her gone.
That's right. He was responsible for the fire at the orphanage. He just needed a musically gifted child from the slums, one he could manipulate, to get close to the Queen. A decade later, I went by Floya and became driven by revenge. I thought I hid my motives from the Queen, but she had seen through my facade from the very beginning. She did not expose me. First, she wanted to use me to flush out other spies. Second, she saw herself in me, a girl ground down by power struggles. On the night of the assassination, she told me the truth, and even gave me a chance. She wanted me to leave the royal palace and run far away to pursue a life that was truly my own.
But in the end, you chose to stay behind. That's what I saw in my visions.
Because I wanted to see the world she envisioned. One with no hunger, no tears, everyone speaking the same language, and even commoners being free to sing. I chose her ideals. She trusted me fully and gave me the name Rosa niece, meaning a rosy dawn and promising future. In return, I gave her my dagger to prove my loyalty. Everything was going smoothly. I watched as our ideals took root in the shadows. Until one day, Her Majesty was poisoned.
Yikes. What a rough ending. At least it proves you're not to blame for the Queen's death.
If only I'd seen through Price's lies sooner, or if someone had caught the attendant serving the poisoned tea in time. Would things have turned out differently then? Her Majesty could have implemented her grand plan steadily, without bearing a stain on her name. Yet she did all this to ensure Princess Olivia ascended the throne. She held on until the eve of Princess Olivia's coming of age, when she would assume the throne. She entrusted her final wishes to me. Since then, I've been supporting Olivia in secret. But it's a pity.
What's a pity?
Follow me.
I never thought beautiful flowers like these could bloom in a desolate place like this.
This is to be my resting place. 5 years after Her Majesty's tragic passing, Price discovered I had been disloyal. He robbed me of my voice with poison, severed my hands, and erased every trace of my existence. With that, he had wiped out Rosanice completely. He cursed me with the most dreadful womancy, dooming me to be forgotten by everyone I cherished in life. It was as if I had never existed at all. Back then, Olivia's reign was still brand new. All she could do was order a musician's apprentice to secretly carry my hands out of the palace and bury them with my body in this place. That's why I was able to return to this world in this form.
If you'd chosen to leave back then, you probably could have survived.
I don't regret my decision at all. I would rather die for hope than have to live a life of toil and ignorance under the nobles' oppression.
But didn't you ever think it might fail? What if it did? Wouldn't all the sacrifices be for nothing?
Of course I did. But even without Her Majesty, there was the princess. Without the princess, there were Strange, Percy, myself, and countless others. We were willing to sacrifice everything for hope. Reform is never easy, but there will always be unyielding souls to raise the banner of hope again and again until the dawn of a new world comes.
Yes. There will always be those who choose hope, no matter how slim that hope may seem. I would have done the same.
Perhaps that's why I felt at ease with you when we first met.
Miss Glove! Oh, wait. We've already found your other name, so I don't really need to call you that anymore. What should we call you now?
Well, I was Amy, Floya, and Rosanice. Without those thorns and roses, I'm not sure I would be who I am today.
That's true, but we should choose a name you can use every day. Otherwise, it'll feel like we don't really know each other yet.
What's gone is gone. It's you who matters most to me. Then, please call me Rosanice. The name carries our shared ideals, and it's what almost everyone in the ruins knows me by.
Hi, everyone! Did I miss anything?
So many memories are flooding back. Strange, yet familiar. I feel dizzy.
Tell us what's really going on, Rosanice!
Don't worry. You'll have plenty of time to hear about the history of this land, where everyone lives in happiness and harmony.
You're right. Ghosts have all the time in the world, now don't they? My story begins with a little girl named Amy.
Hundreds of years later, the Queen's and the Ghost's ideals were finally realized on this land. Momo, do you think our wishes will come true too?
What wishes? Oh, you mean the Super Styling Contest! Of course! No matter what, we'll give it our best!
You're right. Let's make some miracles happen.